Hello, everybody. Let's go here. Cool. Got to get everything together. Look a mess. I've been homeworking it. If you're joining me in the room, the comment section just went down. Let me get rid of it and reload it. Docs, chat. Okay. If you're joining me in the comments, just come on in. We're going to get started. Oh, it's 8 o'clock. Let's get started. So, good morning, or good evening, rather. Welcome to Touch the Eternity, the podcast. I'm your host, Sid Patrick. And let's go live over here on TikTok. Hello, TikTok. Welcome to Touch the Eternity, the podcast. I'm your host, Sid Patrick. And we're going to let some people get into the room. I got on a little bit later today. I was doing homework. So we'll let some people log in. So, get a few of you to sign in tonight. We're going to talk about, I'm going to cover a few things. I'm going to cover relationships. If you're in the room, say hello. We're going to cover a little bit more about relationships. We're going to talk about the spirit in person connection and about helping you able to utilize your own gifts as well. So I see two people signed in. Say hello so I know that you're in the room and I know who I'm talking to. Let's see if it'll tell me. Sometimes it'll tell me who's in the room if I hover. No. Anyway, hi there on TikTok. And like I said, we're just getting started. I'm waiting for a few people to log into Facebook because I got in a little bit early today. And I got in a little bit late today. And people didn't have a chance to sign in. So it's posted now. So they should be signing in a moment. I'm going to start the conversation shortly. Say hello if you're in the room. I see two people. Okay. There's Delise. Hey, Delise. So I'm going to just do a little bit of advertising while we get some more people in the room. I want to again thank everybody that came out last Friday night to see Jill and I at the bungalow. It was a great gallery. We had a lot of good people there. I really enjoyed meeting a lot of the new people, as well as having some old friends there, also. That was our free gift to people who went on the cruise or were in the Orleans Paranormal Social Club. So anybody that came from one of those two groups, I'm very glad you came. I'm glad you got to get something more out of, what you've already invested in. So I want to thank you for that. Also, January 2nd to January 7th is the Spirit Heart Cruise on the Jewel of the Seas out of Tampa. I would, even if you're not going to go or you're not sure if you want to go on this cruise, it's the Spirit Heart Cruise. I would go look it up and look at the speakers and follow some of the speakers. There's some really, really, really good speakers that are going on this cruise to speak. If you would, even if you're not going, go check out some of the speakers, check out their Facebook pages, check out their websites. There's a lot of really good speakers going on this cruise. So that is recommended. And that's the Spirit Heart Cruise going out of Tampa, July 2nd through 7th. And you're welcome to come join us if you can. Hey, Mark, how you doing? So again, upcoming events. So Trenny Simmons and I are doing a gallery on July 17th at 7 p.m. Tickets are available, or seats are available on, hey Tina, seats are available on my website. And folks, to avoid scammers, the only way you could ever get a reading from me or come to an event of mine is to go through my website. Don't ever buy anything off of a post or something that somebody's posting, because there's too many scammers out there, too many people trying to replicate us. So again, July 17th, that's a Friday at 7 p.m. at the bungalow. Trenny Simmons and I will be there doing a gallery. We also have a group at 2 p.m. that we're doing, and somebody is trying to book another group, and I gave them a time, and then I think we're booked. And then I have a group at 11, and I have my own group at 11 and a group at 7 p.m. So the 18th is going to be a very busy day for me. Hey, Glenda, I'm gonna be reading from 10 o'clock in the morning till 10 o'clock at night, pretty much nonstop. So let's see. Tina's, I'm getting out and coming back on. You're freezing on my end. Well, I'm sorry. Do you have any bad? You have bad weather out there? It's nice here. That sometimes will cause it. Anyway, I wanted to share that upcoming event with you. That would be July 17th. Hey, bestie. Yes, happy hump day. It's Wednesday. It is Wednesday. Well, the room is filling up, so I want to get into the conversations today. So some of the things that I wanted to discuss tonight are, again, just to follow up about building relationships, but not just with, we've always talked about building relationship with yourself first, and then how to open communication with other people as well. Y'all are freezing. Yeah, oh, it's free. It shouldn't be. I don't know. Y'all having bad weather? Nothing's different on my end. The volume is good. Only thing is there's a little echo in here because the door's shut. Because I got clothes in the dryer going right now. But other than that, there's nothing on my end that's showing why it's freezing. I've hit the update. My speaking and my mouth is not moving. I could, if y'all want me, I can log out, but it's going to throw everybody out. You can try logging back in, but I would recommend that. I am looking good on my end. The video keeps glitching. I'll tell you what, I'm going to log out, and then I'm gonna shut everything down, and I'm gonna log back in. So I'm gonna lose y'all, so sign back in. We'll see if we can get everybody back on and have it a little better. Okay, let me log out of here. Okay, I have reconnected. See if that's any better. Got some people that joined on TikTok. We're gonna get started, guys. The people said they were freezing on the other side over there, and so I stopped the streaming and restarted. All right, so then let me go ahead. I want to move on unless somebody tells me. Y'all email me when y'all email me. Y'all message me when y'all get back in on Facebook and on YouTube. TikTok seems to be working just fine. Looks like a lot of people joined me on TikTok. So I'm going to get into the conversation. So the previous weeks we've talked about how to better your communication with yourself and respect for yourself, how to make your life better. We talked a lot about how to communicate with other people and how to prevent negative energy from coming to you. So we talked about that. Tonight I want to talk about the connection between you and the spirit world and how to open that up and how to and give you a few exercises of things you can do to help you with your communication. Okay. Hey Diana, how you doing, sweetheart? So let's talk about that a little bit. So there is, during a gallery reading, and I mentioned I just did a gallery with Jill, I got one coming up with Trenny. When we're doing spirit readings, there is a three-way connection in the room. There's a connection between us and the spirit, and us and you and the spirit. It is a three-way connection when we're communicating with the other side. So you need to understand that it is a three-way connection, and if the information is not accurate or not come out, it's no particular person's fault. It is probably just one. This phone's going to drive me crazy. Give me a minute to shut it off again, yet again. Oh, it's going to keep doing that. Hoping that I can get it to stop that. All right. Anyway, so there's a connection, but there's a three-way connection between you, the spirit world, and the sitter, and the spirit, and the sitter. So when you go to a gallery or you go to a reading and you put up, hey Julie, and you put up a wall or you put up an energetic block. If I'm doing a gallery, I'm just going to skip over you. I'm just going to go read everybody else around you. You know, at this stage of my mediumship, I've been doing this for so long that I'm not. I know what I'm capable of, and I know what my strengths are. I know what my weaknesses are. And so if I'm doing a gallery and I'm trying to read people, like trying to do as many as I can, if I got somebody who's blocking or puts up this wall of like, I don't want to be read or this isn't for me, I'm not going to waste your time. I'm going to read everybody else around you. That's just who I am. Because if you don't want to be there, maybe you're there for a different reason. Maybe you're not there to be read. Maybe you're there to hear the stories that come from the others who are being read in the room. So I don't judge. I read. But if I feel somebody's going to be difficult, because they're putting up this wall of either negativity or this wall of I don't believe, or this wall is that maybe I don't want to get read, I'm scared, I'm nervous. I'm not going to put you out there. I'm going to read everybody else there's so many who come to those galleries that want to be read. So I'm going to read them. And you may not get a reading. And then again, you may, because sometimes if there's something that really needs to be said, the spirit will bring it in through somebody else and shoot it right towards you. We had a group with a person in the group who I could tell was like a little apprehensive about being read. And so I tried to avoid him. Then I got put on the spot to read them. And what it did was it went right to them. Then it diverted and brought in somebody they knew, but used another way to get in. And so sometimes the spirit world will do that if someone is maybe not comfortable or maybe just not, putting out that wanting to be read energy. So I wanted to say that. So understand it is a three-way connection. Sometimes it's not the sitter. Sometimes it's the connection between the medium and the spirit. Sometimes the medium has not developed a language deep enough or maybe on the same wavelength as the spirit that's coming through. It could be the medium having a block with that way. It could be the sitter having a block with it, but it also, if there was a big block between the sitter and the spirit, that too could cause like a delay, or not, maybe they won't come through, or maybe you won't get a message. So you got to understand it is a three-way connection, and it's not always, you can't always blame the medium, or that medium just isn't any good. No, because if you're doing a gallery and you get 10 to 15 people and you're giving them great information, good evidence, and then you get one that you can't, that doesn't mean you're failed. That just means you're not connecting. One of the three is not connecting in that loop. The spirit that's trying to come through, or this with the sitter, or you, or the sitter with the spirit, or you. So, or you with either one. So you got to understand it's not, people like to say, well, medium's just no good. Well, they just read out of 20 people, they didn't get one. I laugh when that happens, And then what was really cool is, so we were at the gallery Friday, and and Jill goes, well, these two haven't been read. And I'm like, well, it's a gallery. Why? We don't have to read them. But I said, okay. So we did. And when I went to the sitter that was, you could tell just wasn't sure about being there. Wasn't there like in full, like to get a reading, whatever. But what happened was it went to the sitter's spouse. So it went through the sitter, went to the sitter's spouse, and gave such good evidence that the spouse goes, I asked my grandmother to tell me about that incident if she came through, and she did. And so, like I said, the spirit will find a way if it's meant to be. So again, that's all about the communication between the medium and the spirit, and the sitter and the spirit, and so it is three-way communication. Now, looking at all that, how do you develop your language? Well, these are a few things you must understand. Most of the time, when the spirit speaks to you, it speaks to you in your voice. Your spirit connects to them. Hey, Naomi. Spirit speaks to them, speaks to you, like your spirit speaks to the spirit on the other side and comes back and speaks to you. So it's your voice. A lot of times that's how it is. So it's not, and a lot of people think when it happens that way that, oh, that's just me putting that that idea in my head. No, that's not you. It's your spirit team. So they sound like you because you know what you sound like to yourself. So that's one thing that a lot of people get confused. Another thing that a lot of people get confused is they think they're going to come and show you literally everything. But if someone had something that you wouldn't understand, they're going to show it to you in a different way so that you understand its meaning. So that's why I have symbols that mean certain things for me. And how I started developing my symbols was by, oh, maybe they're in his drawer. Where'd they go? I was going to show you some, oh, there they are. There they are. Symbology cards, which you can get these through me. How you get these are symbology cards. How you get them, you write me for a reading, because I don't sell the cards, I sell the reading, and then I give you the cards. And the reading is $25, and you get about 5 minutes of me doing some symbology work with you. And I pretty much, while I'm reading, I'll explain to you the different things you can do with the symbology cards. And then I'll mail them to you. And so that's how you get those. I don't sell them. Now, there are some stores that do sell them. I know that Mystic Resource Center on Lake Avenue has some of them, and I know I left some in Las Vegas at Vegas Crystal Healings. So they have them in their store for sale. So you can buy it from them, or you could buy it directly from me, but you're not going to buy the cards from me. You're going to buy a reading. You're going to get a session from me, and you get the cards for free. Pretty much. That's because I can't charge you tax anymore, so I have to be able to give them to you for a reading. So that's how symbolic. Anyway, so to create your language, you work with the symbols in your head. You think about, when you close your eyes, if something comes, or a vision comes, or a picture comes, that will that has meaning, that will have meaning about what you're trying to connect with. And you have to pay attention to that, but pay attention to all the feels or bumps or things that happen in your body. Like I pay attention to my blood pressure. I pay attention to things that I hear. I pay attention to if I get a push or a feel either on my head, or sometimes for cancer. For cancer, I always get nausea. You get a little nausea in my stomach. That will tell me that person passed from cancer. So learn to create a communication with the spirit. How do you do that? You talk to them. You don't have to talk like I'm talking to you. You talk with your mind. When your mind, say to them, say to your team, show me what this feels like. Show me what love feels like. Show me what pain feels like. Show me what surgery feels like. Show me what cancer feels like. Show me what a stroke feels like. Show me, and I will feel different things. And when I feel that, that's how I started to create my language with the other side. So, these are ways that you can help with you. Give it a few minutes and you will hear that tap. So let's see what Save Now says. It's recap. Something came up over there about the screen. But anyway, so that is different ways that you can learn to create your language with the other side. Now, I'm going to say something that's going to make some people upset and mad, but I'm going to say it because I need to. And y'all going to call me a liar because I just know it. But you got to think about it. There is no such thing as negative energy. Energy is energy. What makes it negative are the people or the incidents around it, or what it's created. Energy is energy. It is what you make it. If you're a negative person, you're going to get negative energy. If you're a positive person, you're going to change that, and that energy is going to come at you positively. And also know that energy is not always natural. And if you use unnatural energy in your practices, long-term exposure will cause you to be ill. And I have validated proof of that. So those of you who like to ghost hunt, and those of you who love to build these crystal energy grids, Know that too much exposure to energy can affect you physically, because it does. And it can cause you to become ill. And sometimes it can cause you to heal, depending upon if it's natural energy versus and the frequency versus versus someone who's being negative and creating negative energy. So remember that energy is energy. People say, well, I know people who've been possessed. So yeah, they've been possessed for a reason, because they were exposed to negativity somewhere, or they didn't do things to clean the energy around them, or protect themselves from energy that's not natural. Okay. So I know, and a lot of people disagree with me on that. And it took me a long time to sit and think with it and rationalize with it and really think about it. But energy is never the issue. It's usually who sends it, or the type of energy that it is. Because if someone's negative, they can put out, the energy that's not going to gel with you. So Stephanie writes, days before my boy dog died, he was acting erratic and low energy. I kept asking him to tell me what's wrong. How can I help him? It was the weekend and the vet was closed, but we were also out at our fishing camp. I kept asking all weekend the same questions, but had it in my mind that I was going to take him to the vet on Monday. On Sunday morning after his walk, I walked by myself to the end of the driveway, and a male voice in my left ear told me this is his last weekend. The voice was benevolent and calming, but very much male and not my voice. Was that his angels and guides or mine? I have never heard anything like that before or since. So that could have been one of your guides speaking to you, just letting you know, helping you prepare. It's not so much, it's not negative. I mean, life and death are processes, so I mean, everyone's going to experience those things. So that's not unnatural. But again, I hope that you still stay connected to your dog. And as, hey, sissy, how you doing, cuz? And so if you, if you come from a place of love, your people, your pets, your anything can stay with you, even if it's past. That energy, that loving energy, can stay with you. And so know that there are so many miracles you will experience, especially around death. Like a lot of people, after someone dies, like Tina wrote me today, she had a recent death, and because of that, everything around her has been heightened. All her intuitive senses have been heightened. So anytime there's a transition, those things can happen. And do bad things happen? Absolutely. Because like I truly believe that a cancer, one of the members of my family, I don't want to name a name because I'm on camera, but one of the people in my family passed from cancer, and it was a lot of negative energy around this family member. And I believe that's what created the cancer. I just do. So when that happens, that buzzes my dryer. You also just pardon that for a minute. But anyway, so, people create negative energy. Actions create negative energy. It's really not negative energy, but they create the feel like. So I don't fear negative energy because I don't accept it. I don't know if that makes sense to you. I don't accept it. I always put good towards it. Or I hit it back with good energy. But energy itself is not positive or negative. It's just energy. It's what's infused or what's created it that can create that. I hope that makes sense to you. So, what's the name? Everybody wants to know the name of your dog, Stephanie, because they want to pray for your dog and that you stay connected. And you can stay connected. So let's talk about animal communication, since Stephanie brought it up. Let's talk about a little bit about animal communication. So animal communication is not done verbal. Animals don't understand your words, they understand your tone, but they don't need your tone. They can also understand your energy. When you learn how to connect with your energy and keep it clean, you can have mental conversations with your pets and with other animals. You can have those mental conversations, and they understand that horses are very intuitive. I don't know if y'all knew it. Horses are extremely intuitive, and I know that from firsthand experience. It's a long story, but it actually, that story is in, I think, is already in Bedtime Stories with Sid. But anyway, so horses are very intuitive. Cats are intuitive, very intuitive, but they play. They're very, where dogs are also intuitive, and they're very obedient, but cats are not. Cats do their own thing pretty much. Now you can communicate with your kittens. You can. They're wonderful. And they'll come running and purr for you and all that stuff. But when they don't want to be bothered, they don't want to be bothered. Um, hey Veronica. Well, maybe, so y'all keep asking for it, but a couple of you have asked for Stephanie's talks, and maybe it's a little personal for her right now. So just wanted to say, see if anybody has. JB, would you watch TikTok for me and see if anybody has any questions for me on TikTok? So anyway, I did want to share a little bit about spirit connection with you tonight. I wanted to share a little bit about how you can connect with spirit and things you can do to bring them closer to you. And um, we talked a little bit about energy, and I wanted to just make a note to people about people who, yes, when we cleanse houses and we get rid of, we're not getting rid of negative energy. We're trying to change the vibe of the house. If there's negativity like in the house because of something that's happened, or people who there are negative, we try to lighten the house to change that energy. So that's what that's about. Oh, and and Robin says she misses her Kaiser. I don't blame you, honey. Animals are wonderful beings. So I'm not allowed to have Henry. Hi, Henry, on TikTok. Henry joined us on TikTok. So anyway, I did want to share that to y'all about energy, about spirit connection. I wanted to share with y'all about how to connect for yourself better. And remember that when you're getting a reading or you're in a gallery, that it is a three-way connection. It is not just the medium who's connecting. It's your connection to the spirit's connection to you, your connection to the medium, the spirit's connection to the medium's connection to the spirit, and the medium's connection to you. It is a three-way, 360-degree thing. And so if the medium, just like I said, she's at a gallery and they've read 15, 20 people good, and you got read and it wasn't that good, that doesn't mean that you didn't deserve a reading. It doesn't mean it was your fault or the medium's fault. It just means it wasn't meant to be. There was not, that somewhere in one of the three was a connection that wasn't ready to be made. So understand that. Like, we get that a lot when I do galleries. We get that one person will stand up at the end of the gallery and go, "Well, what about me? I didn't get anything." Well, I, I don't know. I can try for you, but I don't know. You know. So I wanted to share that with you tonight. I want to do a little bit of numerology again. One of my good friends, and somebody that I've worked with, as well as we've mentored with each other, Holly Hobbs. She always writes me with numerology questions. And so I want to touch base about the number 9 again for everybody who's doing their numerology, who is adding up their birth dates and wanting to know what their ante numbers are. So your ante number is your life path number, and that is the total sum of your birth date brought down to one digit minus the number 9. Well, what if you are a 9? So if you are a 9, then what you're going to do is you're going to take the 9 and subtract your birthday, like the day. So I'm July 25th. So I would use 9. If I was a 9, I would say 9 minus 2 plus 5, because that's 25 is 7. So 9 minus 7 is 2. So my ante number would be a 2. So, and if my birth date was July 18th, and I was a 9, and then 9 minus, oh, it's the birthday is 9 again. What do? Because you can't have a 0 if your birthday, that like the 18th or the 25th, if that is if the 18th, if it's like the 18th and it's a 9 and you are a life path 9, then 9, you're your own enemy. That means 9 is your anti number. So I just wanted to share that with you a little bit because I had that. So a lot of people write me with numerology questions when they're working with their numbers. And so I would like to definitely, like I said, I'm here definitely to answer your questions with any of those things. So I did want to talk about that with numerology because Holly wrote me that. It's a really good question because it's hard to remember that when you're doing anti numbers. Because sometimes you are your worst enemy in numerology, and that's how you're your worst enemy. When you're a 9 and you're in the day and your date, like the 18th, 25th, whatever, when that totals a 9, like the 18, 1 plus 8 is 9, then you would be your own worst enemy if your life path was a 9. So I wanted to share that. Maybe there's anything else. Let's talk a little bit in numerology about the spiritual numbers. So the spiritual numbers are 7, 11, 22, 33, and 44. Now, how do you get that? You take the total of the month and bring it down, the total of the date and bring it down, and the total of the year and bring it down. And when you add them across, if they equal 7, if they break down to 7, 11, 22, 33, 44, then you are a spiritual number. I am a 22 4 because July is 7, 25 is 7, 1961 is 8. So 7 and 7 is 14 and 8 is 22. So I'm a 22 4 in numerology. 22 4 is someone who has the gift. What they see, they can build. And so that is the gift of the gift of 22. If you can see it, you can build it. You're Delise, you're 20. Great, sweetheart. If you see it, you can build it, love. So, but also know when you bring the number down, like so, say you're born on July 11th, you bring down to 7. Well, 11 you don't bring down 2. 11 stays 11. So you don't break spiritual numbers when you bring them down. And that's very hard to get to be a 44 because you really have to have a 22 in your name and an 11 in your name and another 11. You got to have 11, or you have to have 11, 11, and 22. So you have to be born like November the 11th and something that equals 22, 19 or 20, whatever, but it has to equal 22. So you can't break it. And so that makes you a 44-8. That's actually a very hard number to become, to be. So Glenda, what is your birthday? Write it out for me. I'm going to just check and make sure that you are a 33-6 if you did it the right way or not. And that's not adding it all the way across. If you put it up, I'll do it for you. So it will be a good example for everybody. Or Delise, put up your 22, and I will show people how. And put up your whole birth date. Come on, you guys. Maybe the system must be slow, because I know y'all type faster than that. If you put up your birthday, I will do it for you, and we can point it out so I can show everybody. 10, 12 of what? You got to put the year, sweetheart. If you're going to do 10, 12 only gives me where you're at right now. It doesn't tell me. Okay, Glenda says she's 5'7", 1965. So Glenda, I don't think you're a 33. If you do 5 and 7 is 12, and then you add it across, you might, but 5, 7 is 12, and 1965 is 10, 21. That's a 3. 3, and no, you're Glenda. It's 3, 7 is 10, 5, 15. Glenda, you're a 6, not a 33-6. That's the thing. You have to bring that. You have to break down each number, and it has to be across that way, not just adding them all the way down. And if I told y'all wrong, I might have told y'all wrong in just doing a whole bunch of numbers one night. So Delise is, wait, everybody's going kind of fast now. Delise is 8 and 9. That's fine. That's 17. And then she's 19. You are a 20, Delise, you are a 22-4 because you're 8, 9, and 5, honey. You are a 22-4, Delise. So you see how Delise, if you add the 8 plus the 9, that's 17, plus her year is a 5. And so 8 plus 9 plus 5 is 22-4. It has to be that way. And Veronica is an 11. You don't change 11 in 1 is 12. And then she's a 8 and 1 is 9 and 11. You're a 2, Veronica. Diana, you are 1 plus 10 plus 11. So you are 1 plus 1 is 2. 2 and 11 is 13. So you're just a 4, Diana. And then Marianne is a 8 plus 4 is 12. 12 plus 9, because she's going to be a 9, right? That's 10, and 8 is 18. That's a 9. So you're 17, and 4 is 21. You're a 3, Marianne. Tina's got me a whole bunch of dates down there. So the first one is 12. That's 3 plus 1 is 4. 4 plus 8 is 12. That one is a 3. And then the next one is 3 plus 1 is, oh, wait, what are you saying? Oh, you got me all confused. Oh, you were trying to add it across. Oh, I thought it was more than one birth date because I don't think nobody was born in 19. So no, Tina, so 12 is a 3 because you can break 12 down. 10 is a 1, so that's 3 plus 1 is 4. And then if you and then you'll let, and 1961 is an 8, and I know that because I was 8. So 8 plus 4 is 12. 1 plus 2 is 3. So you're a 3, Tina. You are a 3. Has anybody on TikTok asked me to do their numbers? Oh, yep, somebody did. Okay, Sean, I'm sorry. I didn't mean to miss you, my friend. So you're 4 plus 1, because 19 is a 1. 4 plus 1 is 5. 5 plus 5 is 10. You're a 1, Sean, in numerology. You're a 1. Your life path is a 1. Now, right now, Sean, in life, 3. This is a year of changing relationships for you, Sean, because currently you're in a 5-1 year. No, I mean a 6-1 year. Wait, because we're in 2026, which is a 1, and you're a 1, but it goes by the front end. So you're 4. 19 is 23 plus 1 is 24. So you're in a 6-1 year. This is new relationships for you this year, Sean. New relationships this year are for you. And not just romantical, but also business, friendships, those things. It's new relationships for you this year. Because you're in a universal 1 year, and then you're a month and day, plus the 1 year brings it to a 6. So you're in a 6-1 year. 6 personal, 1 universal. Anyway, and okay, so Stephanie is 10, 12, 19. So your 1 plus 3 is 4, plus 7. You are an 11-2, Stephanie. Let me make sure I did that right. 1 and 3 is 4. 25 is a 7. Yep, you are a 11-2. So you are an 11. That means you have the gift of sight, Stephanie. That's probably why you got that here the other day. Because you are intuitive, because you have that 11 vibe with you. So naturally intuitive. Let's see if anybody other than Sean put up something over here in TikTok world. Nope, it was just Sean that asked for his numbers. So anyway, that's a little bit. I just like every now and then I like to revisit things like numerology. We do cards every week. I'm gonna do a few cards tonight, but I try to bring in a little bit of difference, a little bit of different things in. And let's see where you're at this year, Stephanie. You are a 10 and 12 is 10 and 12 is 22 plus 1 is 23. So this is a big year of change for you, Stephanie. You're going to have a lot of change this year. Naomi's 7 plus 4 is 11 plus 6 is 7 plus 6. 11 plus 6 is 17. You're an 8, Naomi. That's your life path is an 8. And this year, you're going to be doing, let's see, you're 7 plus 4 is on 12. This is a very social year for you, Naomi. This is a year where you're going to make new friends, do things, be more social, get out more a little bit than maybe you used to. It's a 3, you're in a 3-1 year. And Vicky is 2/4/1962. So that's 2 plus 4 is 6 plus 18, which is a 9. So you're a 6. And so you would be in a 7-1 year. This, Vicky, this is a very spiritual year for you. This is a very self-identifying year, making changes on you, working on your own personal development. This is a year you should be doing that because you're in a 7-1 year. And it's like initiating better things for you year this year. Next year, you're going to be in an 8-2, which is partnership and money. Pay attention to that next year. So anyway, let's see where we're at in time frame. All right, so I'm going to do some cards because we got about 20 minutes left. And I know most of you want a card, or if you ask a question, you get 3 cards. If you ask a question, you get 3 cards. If you just want to pull a card, if you don't want to ask a question, I will pull a card for you, just tell you what the card is. How do you determine your year? It's the year you're born. And you add it all the way across. So look at Vicky is up there with 1962. 1 plus 9 is 10, plus 6 is 16, plus 2 is 18. 1 plus 8 is 9, so she's a 9. Her year is a 9. But then you got to add the 9 plus the 4 plus the 2, which is going to be 15, which is a 6. That's how you determine. Yeah, so when you're doing, like, so if you want to know what's going to happen to you, like what your year is going to be like, you add your month and the date, and you add the current year to it. So, like, let's use Vicky again. 2 plus 4 is 6. And then 2026 is a 1. So 6 plus 1 is 7. So she's in a 7 personal year, and everybody's in a 1 universal year. The whole world is in a 1 universal. It's New Year's Eve, and it's New Year's somewhere else on the other side of the world. Pretty much every day, everybody's in somewhere in the same year, is in the same year. So, you know, that says a lot about what's going to happen for you that year. And you can even break it down to months and days, but it's a lot of work. When I get to advanced numerology, we'll do that. You want to know, okay, so Veronica, you want to know if you're going to have a safe weekend on this trip. So I will pull 3 cards for you, Veronica, and we will see. Had to mix these up a little bit. Break that last reading. It was a good reading, so I didn't make that too bad. So Veronica, let's pull 1, 2, and I want that one right there. Something's drawing me to that one. 3. So, are you going with, I just got to ask this question. Are you going with children or kids, your kids or children, Veronica? Because I see, Veronica, what it looks like is that I think you are expecting some, I don't want to say bad discord, but just you're concerned about how the weekend might go is what it looks like. And I'm going to show you the 3 cards. You pulled 3 swords. Let me just be honest. You pulled 3 swords. You pulled the queen, well, I'm sorry, two swords and a cup. You got the queen of cups, but then you got the page of swords, and then you got the five of swords. So what that tells me is that I think y'all gonna have a good time, but some people are gonna have to walk like they're on eggshells, or there's an issue that's underneath that maybe we don't bring out because we want people to be happy this weekend, but we know it's there. Sometimes when you get swords like that, it can mean the air is tight. Now, your emotional card, that queen, came straight up. So that tells me too that you're emotionally stable in this, but you might have ideas. So I want to say that to you. Okay, there you go. That's how your weekend's going to be. I think you're going to be okay. All three came straight up. There's going to be a lot of justifying this weekend. A lot of people making points and that kind of stuff. And I think you're just going to chill. For adults to chill. I knew there was you had a page in there. That's why I said there must be some kids going. There must be some kids going. So anybody else want a card or have a question? Hey, Sherry Schultz. Thank you for joining me on TikTok. And Kim Martin, thank you for liking the live. So we're pulling cards for people. If you want a card, hey Cheryl, if you want a card, just say pull a card. If you ask me a question, I will answer it with 3 cards. Sherilyn wants a card. She's on TikTok. Sherilyn, you've got the Queen of Pentacles. So what that tells me now is a time for you to focus on growth and nurturing yourself. Focus on investing in you, in your life, in your family. This is that time for you to start looking at how you can make things grow, how you can make things move. Okay, Sharon, I'll leave you with that. Let's see, anybody else? I keep losing my connection. Kathy, I'm sorry. People seem to be having that problem tonight. We have a solar thing going on right now too. That could be some of it. And Marianne says she would like a card. Okay, Marianne, let's see what we get for you. I've got the star for you, Marianne. So that tells me right now things are going to start turning and flowing in your direction. Things are going to start moving toward you. Now's the time to pay attention to details so those things can grow and move fluently for you. It's also a time to challenge yourself with a project or something to help you move forward. Okay, and I will leave you with that. And Vicky wants a card. Okay, Vicky, let's see. Let me pull a card for Vicky. Vicky, you got the Emperor. The Emperor is all about standing firm. He's about creation. He's about taking control, taking charge. So what this is telling, there's something with you that you need to take control of. You need to grab a hold of it and start making and putting a little human effort and not just waiting on the universe. You need to put some human effort in there and make things move forward for you. And Stephanie says, can I have a card? And Sean says, Sean wants a card. So let's see. Sean, we're going to do you, Sean. And I've got Stephanie. Sean, you've got the 7 of Swords. 7s of Swords, where it tells us you've got things coming at you that you don't see. So right now is a time of preparation for you. Now is a time for you to become more aware of your surroundings, more aware of where you see yourself going, what you want to do. Put up your make sure that you're protected energetically because you don't know what's coming. So you want to protect against those swords that you're walking through. And so it doesn't mean anything bad's going to happen. It just means become aware. Okay. And after Sean was Stephanie. Stephanie, you've got the 6 of Pentacles. The 6 of Pentacles is all about balance. It's all about robbing Peter to pay Paul, moving things where they need to be moved so they can grow for you. Stop being stagnant in things. Allow things to move and grow for you. And my good friend, let's see, after Stephanie is Naomi. Naomi, you've got the Hangman, a very spiritual card. The Hangman is all about balance. It's all about moving into your spiritual awareness and balancing it out with life itself. So I'm going to say that to you. And my friend Mary says, Mary, you've got the 4 of Wands. And that is about finding a place. And this is about your career. It's like finding home within your career. Finding a place that you can breathe, where you're happy, that you can move through, or where you can grow. It's all about finding home, Mary. And that doesn't mean your house. It's finding your peace in the things that you're involved in. And with Wands, it's usually about your career. So I want to say that to you too. And Delise says, card game, please. Sure. Oh, okay. I got somebody on TikTok just wrote me one, but I will. This is for Delise. You have the Knight of Pentacles. The Knight of Pentacles is all about taking charge, moving forward, looking at your finances, figuring out things, how to make things better. If you want that raise, do the work to get it. Put those efforts in. That's what the Knight of Pentacles is about. And the question I have on TikTok from Kim is, my best friend mad at me for something? Well, let's look. That is actually a good one. And I feel this is a friend that you've been with for a long time. And the reason being is because of this card here. This is like, in money, this is like 401ks, or this is long-term investments. So I feel this is a friend that you might have been invested with for quite some time. But I can tell you the next one I got was the Fool, which means whatever this disagreement was, I do think there's something there, but it's something that we just want to get past, to get over. And it's because one of you is feeling overwhelmed. This card, the upside down 6 of coins, tells me that. So I'm saying give it some time, let it go, and then readdress the situation maybe later if they're not talking to you as much. But I think it's going to be okay later on. So I want to say that to you. All right, Kimmy. All right, that was Kim's question. Let me come back over here. I did Mary. I did Delise. I did Naomi. And I replied, Naomi's nuts. I got to meet Naomi the other night, Tina. She came on to see me and JoJo. So I know I got to meet Naomi. She was very pleasant. Not skeptical at all. Very pleasant. Okay, let's see where I'm at. Oh, you missed my talk show? I'm sorry. So anyway, anybody else want a card? If you put up a question, I'll give you 3 cards instead of 1. Let's look at, until somebody does that, let me look at something else a little different. Let's put out some of these. So Textures Treasures says yes. So let's see. Let's pull a card for Texas Treasures. You got the 4 of Pentacles, and that's all about holding on to some money. Don't spend it carelessly. Be careful and learn reinvestment. That's really, really important. That was for Texas Treasures. So, symbology, folks. Symbology. So symbology is a deck of 78 cards with symbols, pictures on them, pictures, symbols, colors, and all of them. You're welcome. You're welcome, Textures and Treasures. When you work with symbology, you basically pull a card. Okay, Robin, I'm going to get you going. It's like, this one is a tree without leaves. So if I see that, what does that mean to me? For some people, it means cold. For some people, it might mean a death. Some people might feel like an illness or a weakness. It's whatever it means to you when you're doing it. You're developing your language. Okay. Robin, you're going to get lucky. You're going to get 2 cards. Robin, you get the Magician, which is all about worldly knowledge. It's all about coming into your own. It's all about achievement. Okay, and then I'm going to pull another one for you because I'm playing with symbology. You got before was the tree where the leaves, but now the leaves are full. Okay, so now it's a full bush. It's full in bloom. It's in blossom. So it's all about growth. It's all about movement. Okay, and again, it could mean a lot of things. It could just mean somebody's buried by a tree. Julie would like a card. Okay, Julie, let's pull Julie a card. Julie, you got the 3 of Wands. The 3 of Wands is all about putting your back to the bullshit, moving forward. It's about moving past things that are pissing you off and moving forward and doing things better for you. Okay? And then Vicky asks a question, will I be okay with my surgery? Let's see. Vicky, this isn't a neck surgery, is it? Tell me no. I want to hear a no from that. It's not a neck surgery, correct? Don't tell me the surgery is, but it's not a neck surgery. I have reasons for that. But anyway, I will show you what I got. I think you're going to be okay. This says that it's a surgery that's probably you've been needing for a little while. you've got a noose, and you got the page of sword and the queen of sword. One straight up, one side down. It's hip. I told you don't tell me what type of surgery, but that's okay. It's hip. So good. As long as this, well, the hip has a neck in it. I heard something about the neck, so I don't know what that's about because there is a neck in the hip. So what this makes me feel that this is something that probably has been heading this way in a bad way for a while, and then again, I think that the surgery is going to be okay, but I think it's going to last longer than you thought. So I think it might be under a little while longer because there's something that they have to fix that I'm seeing. So I want to say, but you're going to be okay. A little bit of therapy moving forward. You're going to be okay. And Julie, let's see. Oh, that was for Julie. Okay, so the back of your head and your neck. So it was your neck, Julie. Oh, Julie goes, I'm having neck surgery. Okay. Vicky was asking when I'll be. So that was Vicky's answer about that. And then Julie said she's having neck surgery. Let me see. Let me pull some cards for you, Julie. Let me see. Oh, I think you planned this surgery well, according to this. So you got the High Priestess, which is why I think you've planned it. There is the Nine of Wands, which means you'll be injured a while, but you're going to be okay. Everything is going to be great. And you got the Queen of Cups straight up, which talks about your emotional stuff that you've been preparing yourself for this. So I think you're going to be okay. All right. See more people. Whenever I do cards, everybody starts to join in. Because I don't normally do cards. Like I do cards on my Wednesday night thing, but not really in depth. Anyway, so anybody want me to do the numbers before I go, or any more cards or anything of that nature? That now's the time. I'm gonna pull a couple more symbology cards to see. We have a basket. When you see a basket, what does that make you think of? Some people think of Sunday. Some people think of like Sunday picnics, or so maybe midnight picnics, or somebody just thinks about there's a memory of that. Cheryl, you want to? I thought I pulled your, but I'll pull you another one, girl. Cheryl said me. Cheryl, you got the Five of Sword. Five of Sword is all about about coming out on top of things, planning your defeat, not giving up, being in there for the long haul, letting others give up as they move away from you. That's how I read that. So you have Sunday, or the breakfast thing. Let's look at another one. So some people look at this as a barred window, and some people look at this as a jail cell, as a jail, but it's whatever you want it to be. Sounds like a hooker. But anyway, you make it whatever you want it to be. But anyway, so, it's your language with the spirit team. So it's what you think it means. There's no right or wrong with this. It's how you interpret it. Little cat. If you see a cat, does that make you think male or female? How did somebody, if you got this, or you're talking about a death, how did that person die? Was it a fever from cat scratch fever? Or was it just a fever? Was it an allergy type of death? That came from like an allergy? Gotta think about those things when you get these symbols. How many more years will that work before I retire? Well, I don't really have numbers in the cards, but I keep hearing in my head that there's like two more is what I keep hearing. Like something about the number 2. So I need to say that. And Julie's replying to Tina, Naomi, I have trees waiting to cut down. Yes, I understand that one. Anyway, so that's what symbology is about. And again, if you want a symbology deck, you can get them at Mystic Resource or Las Vegas Crystal Healings. That's a store in Vegas. Or you can order a reading from me, and I will give you a reading and mail you the deck that I use for your reading. For symbology, I had a couple people do that already. Got readings from me from a symbology deck, and then I mailed them the deck when I was done. It's a real quick reading. It's like less than 5 minutes. It's mainly so I give you a mini reading and you can get the deck. So I can't sell them to you. I can give them to you. Well, folks, I want to recap some things. So, one, on July 17th, Trenny Simmons and I will be here at my home doing a gallery. The tickets, you have to have a seat. You have to get a seat on my website because it's limited seating. So you have to get a seat from my website. They are a little more, they are more expensive than Jill and I, because Jill and I were doing a benefit. So they are a little higher because it's me and Trenny, and it was me and Jill doing a benefit the other night. So we kept the ticket prices low for a purpose. But you can get a ticket to the gallery. It's on the 17th of July, and it's going to be me and Trenny Simmons, and Jill might be in the audience. Who knows? It may stand up and at the end and do one or two. You never know. Jill may show up. Jill's doing really good with her mediumship. She's been working with me now for about a year, and she's come a long way. I'm very proud of Jill. Guess where I'm going next on the next Friday? Is it this Friday or next Friday? Maybe this Friday. I think it's this Friday, or it's this Friday. I think I'm going to see Janice. I'm going to see Janice for my birthday. Oh, they're going to do it on the 17th. I can't do the 17th. I have to call, Zita, are you on here? What day am I seeing Janice? I just realized I can't do the 17th because I have a gallery. Unless we go after the gallery to see Janice. Y'all know, some of y'all might, I don't know if anybody's new here, but so Janice is our astrologer who comes on my show every now and then, and she's phenomenal. Her readings are very reasonable. They're like $75, and you spend like 4 hours, with 3 to 4 hours with her, because she does your 3 charts. She does your natal chart, your progressive chart, and your sun chart. So there's 3 charts that she goes over. She's usually with you about 3 to 4 hours. Bring a recorder, bring paper and pencil. My birthday is July 25th. So I'm going to see, I always go see Janice my birthday month. So that, we did, but then Zeta changed it on me, Glenda. We did say the 17th. The 17th I'm doing a gallery, and Zeta changed it. So it has to be this Friday that I'm going to see Janice, and it's going to probably be right after my chiropractic appointment, because I pulled the 25th is my birthday, Cheryl, the 25th of July, and I'm 65 this year. Got on Medicare now, starting this month. But anyway, so yes, I think I'm going this Friday. I'm sure it's this Friday. I will check with Zeta, but because I can't do next Friday because I'm going to be in Denver with Trenny doing. We're going to see our Denver peeps. And then the 17th and 18th, I'm in New Orleans, and I'm reading people, doing a gallery on Friday, and I'm doing groups all day Saturday. I got one at 11, I got one at 2, I got one at 5, I got one at 7, all big groups. So I'm gonna be exhausted on Saturday, and then the following week is my birthday weekend, which I'm going to be at a party on Friday and Saturday on the Gulf Coast. And then the following week, I'm in Las Vegas. So this Friday's the only Friday I have. Oops. I got to check with So anyway, Miss Janice is one of the best. She is the best astrologer I ever met. And I've met several. She has nailed dates, nailed exact things that were going to happen. It's amazing. It's amazing how accurate it is. She told me the day, like I said, she told me the day that Maggie was going to leave for a year, the day he was going to come back to the day. She told Trenny the exact day she was going to get married. And she did. And it wasn't to the man she thought she was going to get married to. Janice told her that too. She said right in front of her boyfriend when she had her reading, I don't think it's with him. Because he's not getting married, but you are. Sure enough, she did. Crazy. Craziness. So Janice is our local astrologer. Who's absolutely phenomenal. Phenomenal. I was going to say, yes, I'm in my Medicare years now. I feel great though. You asked your question on YouTube, but it should have came across on here because I got TikTok here. YouTube comes across. What's your question, TK? I'll answer it for you. It should have come through. because I have a few people on YouTube on here because I see the YouTube symbol. But yours did not come through. Kathy Johnson's on YouTube watching, and yep, she's on YouTube. She's asked a few questions, but yours didn't come through, but it's coming through now on Facebook. I wonder why I didn't see you on YouTube. I was trying to get a long views. I was trying to get a one. So you can get if you have a question though, you can ask it here. And it didn't come across on YouTube, and you're coming across on Facebook, right? Because a little emblem pops up and shows me. But I got to move the puzzle piece, and then I will be right with you. Okay, there we go. So your question is, will I get the land and my house I'm trying to buy? Well, let's see what it says. Let me pull 3 for you. 1, 2. I think you will. 3. I got the Knight of Cups, straight up, the 2 of Cups, which is about joining or relationships, 2 of Cups, and the Queen of Cups. So that's all about. I think you will. I think that there's you're putting a lot of work and emotion into this. I think that it may have a little delay with, but I do see it coming. Okay. Well, yeah, you came across on. I see the question out. I did miss that. It said, will I get the land and house I'm trying to buy? Gotcha. I see it. It did come across. I apologize. It did come across. It says you're really passionate about this, so I think you will. I see some issues getting in there, but I think you will get it. I want to say that to you. Okay. All right, folks. Don't forget July 17th with Trini and I on my website. Also, if on January 2nd to 7th, you can join me on the Spirit Heart Cruise out of Tampa. We're going to all the Mexican places, and it's a 5-day cruise. It is not a 7-day cruise like the last one was. This one is 5 days, so that's better for some, and it's right post the holiday, so that's kind of fun. If you do go on that cruise, we're going to be getting a hotel in Tampa, in Ybor City in Tampa. It's a little area of Tampa, and the hotel has a lot of cool things that happen there. So we're going to test people's senses before we go and see what they pick up in the hotel. It's going to be a fun event. So Tina says, one thing is for sure, the last things of your senses to lose will be your hearing and voice. Judging from the way you are squinting to read with your glasses on, you may want to see if you need a new prescription. These aren't prescription, these are readers. These are readers, and so what the problem right now, Tina, is that I've been wearing them all day. So I've been on the computer all day, and so my eyes at night get tired. So you'll see me squint a lot. Kathy says, I'm trying to get some vibes over on YouTube. Well, YouTube is, it runs simultaneous with this one. So, all right, folks. Thank you for joining me at Touching Eternity podcast. I'm your host, Sid Patrick, and we're every Wednesday at 8 p.m. Central Time. Once I'm finished school this month, I will come on more frequently, but no special time. The guaranteed time is every Wednesday, 8 p.m.